singene, sangena, sangena phakathi, sangena, sangena phakathi. Thokozani family, Thokozani. How is everyone doing? Hotep Royals, Hotep. There go my regulars. Thokozani. How is everyone doing? Do come on in. I have been sent once again. I had a rough day today. I'll tell you what. I had a super rough day. I don't even know how I made it here. I had to cancel some consultations today because wow. It was a wow. But I think I know what's going on with me. It is spiritual. I go through phases like this sometimes, particularly if there's an upgrade. And so bear with me. I'm here because I have something that I was told was important to share with you guys. But yeah, it's been one of those days. But Thokozani, Hotep, Linjani, Tobela, Tamagwidi, Muribwanji, Jambo, Kedu, Kwaziwai, Thokozani. Thank you, family. Thank you for showing up. How is everyone doing? I see Destiny, Lakeisha. I see some familiar faces. I see some new faces. I see unapologetically black woman. I love that. Yes, that just really pleases me. I see sunshine. There are a bunch of people that I see that are new South Africans. There are South Africans who are awake at this time. South Africans don't sleep. I see Destiny. Hi, Destiny. Destiny is supposed to be sleeping. Why are you up? Why are you guys up? I've given up on you. I've just decided that you guys, you don't like sleep. But anyway, so how's everyone doing? How is everyone handling the energies? There's a lot going on. But again, I am here because we know our mandate, right? We know whose we are. We know where we are. And we know. So I wanted to talk about something that's very important that has to do with manifestation. And why I was sent here is because while we talk about manifestation a whole lot, there's something that isn't clarified properly in terms of people understanding what it is that actually needs to happen for manifestation to occur. There are a few things that I think, we talk about when you're trying to manifest something, right? What is the process? Very simple. Picture the thing that you want. Make it specific. Focus on that thing that you want. Keep it specific. Don't wishy-wash and change it because then you confuse the whole frequency. You picture this thing that you want. Then you desire this thing. Now, I'm giving it as a process, but it doesn't mean that when you picture something, you picture first, then you feel the emotion. It can happen simultaneously. You picture your nice car, you are feeling a certain emotion when you picture that car, right? And that is the key or the message that is then sent out to the universe. But I want to teach you guys something about manifestation that a lot of people miss. It is not just a matter of you think and you focus on this thing you want, and then there goes that feeling that you have. What is actually happening when the thought, the very specific thought, and the feeling or the emotion or the desire, because it can't be just any emotion. It has to be the deep, deep, deep desire for this thing, right? The way I desire so deeply for our land back that I can literally see, feel, taste it. I can envision what we would do with this land. I can envision the Black family living in harmony, cows, goats, chickens, little children playing on the land, swimming in rivers. Like I see this. And the emotion that that evokes and this thought, they create an alchemy. And this alchemy or this magic is called magnetism. What is a magnet? In the spiritual sense, a magnet is something that will draw towards itself things that are the same. It's not like the scientific magnet where they tell you that the positive pole of a magnet will attract the negative pole. In spirituality, like attracts like. So when this thought, this focused, super focused thought that is specific, and this emotion and this joy and this desire you feel come together, they create what is called magnetism. Then what happens? This magnetism is what draws towards you the thing that you so deeply desire. Get it? Yes. Magnetism. Now, why am I talking about Auset and magnetism? Because when we talk about Auset being the master magician, we are literally talking about her magnetism. Remember, the moon is magnetic and the sun is electric. So by virtue of the fact that she is magnetic, it means that she draws towards herself things that are more like her. That is why Indlovukazi are a manifestation of Auset. And some of us call her great mother. When the sun, which is electric, and the moon that sits before the sun is magnetic, the moon will filter the sun's rays, and out of it we get the electromagnetic frequencies that are responsible for life on this planet. We get the different electromagnetic frequencies that make up the seasons, right? So I hope you understand this, and I hope that when you are doing your manifestation, you understand how important it is to have a very clear vision, and then how important it is then to also have what we are calling this desire. Listen, you've got to want something. You've got to want something. And what I've realized from experience is the strength of the desire is what creates a more powerful magnet within myself, or is what increases my magnetism for the thing that I want, right? Now, here's a trick that a lot of people don't know. When you go to bed at night, if there's something that you are manifesting for, let that be the final thought in your mind. That thought, that desire. I don't know. Let's take an example. So let's say that you're manifesting a new car, right? This car you're manifesting has to be detailed. You've got to know the color. You've got to know whether it's going to be leather seats. You've got to know what sound system you're going to have in it. You've got to create this very specific image of whatever car, whatever make, whatever year, whatever, right? That's why sometimes these coaches say you've got to feel it, taste it, touch it, whatever, to the extent that sometimes they'll say, go to a dealership and see the very car that you want, take it for a test drive, and feel that feeling that you would have when you are driving this car. That is the feeling you will hold on to in your manifestation. Every time you think, you remember what it was like to be in that car. Last thing you do before you sleep, and I want you to listen because it's very important. When you are doing your last thing before you sleep should be your manifestation. you desire, you picture, you feel the excitement. You might even smile to yourself before you doze off. Guess what happens? That is what goes into your subconscious. When you wake up in the morning, if you do that regularly, you are programming your subconscious with this thing you want. And you don't need to sit every day manifesting this thing because it's already programmed. Remember what I said about your subconscious? It's what runs 90% of your life. So now you are magnetized for the thing you want 24/7 without necessarily thinking about it all the time. All because of this one exercise that you do last thing before you go to bed. So you become a walking magnet for this thing you want. It is the quickest way to get what you want, boom, into this physical realm. Everything starts in the spiritual. You attract this thing. How many people have done this exercise? And I have. There was a time I was manifesting a particular car. And I started doing this. Guess what started happening? I started seeing this car everywhere that I went. I would see this car at a traffic light. It pulls up next to me. I look in the rear view mirror. This car is behind me. I'm on the highway, 3 lanes, 1, 2, 3. It's all those cars. There's some in front of me. And that's when I realized that because I'm magnetized to this thing. Now, guess what happens? Every time I see this car, it's not mine yet. Physically, it's mine in spiritually. I got it, but it's not mine physically. So every time I'd see this car, I'd get excited, and with my girls, they'd be like, "Mommy, your car! Mommy, there goes your car! There goes our car!" So eventually, what happened? Magic happened. The funds became available for said car, and I went and I got my car. So do you see where I'm going with this? You literally can magnetize yourself for the things that you want. And my suggestion is don't try to manifest a billion things at the same time. My boo. Manifest the one thing that gives you that, sure, if I could only just get this. Sure, if I could only, right? Now, that's on an individual level. You can turn yourself into a magnet that attracts and pulls the thing, let's talk about one thing for now, that you want. That is what being a creator is. That is what being a creator of your own reality literally is about. You can engineer and create the life you live just by living smartly and understanding how energy works. And when you are in that state, the reason you become this magnet that draws things to you is because you're always vibrating high, because you've programmed your mind to be happy because of this thing you desire, to be excited for this thing you desire. You automatically vibrate high. And because it is at a certain frequency that you will get these things that you want. And you start seeing, somebody wrote here synchronicities. I agree. Synchronicities. You start seeing this thing that you're desiring everywhere around you. And the how and the when don't necessarily matter. Especially the how. The when, like I say, magnetize yourself, really desire this. It'll come towards you quicker. A strong magnet attracts quicker, attracts more strongly. A weak magnet, well, it attracts weakly. So that you have a certain amount of control over if you work with that energy. However, the how most times comes as a very pleasant surprise. You just got to desire this thing so much. You don't know. It could be somebody coming and gifting you. That's why I said sometimes the how is a huge surprise. It could be somebody literally coming and gifting you, or somebody will come and say, you know, there's a friend of mine who's selling a car or who's selling a house and they're really trying to get rid of it. And, you know, You did once say you were in the market for a car. I don't know if you like it. You go look at that car, and sure enough, it's the car that you've been manifesting in the color. And when you tell this person, no, really, this is the exact thing that I wanted, this person will be like, okay, all right, if you're happy, I'm happy. Because most people think spiritual people are crazy anyway. But the truth is the truth. So you don't have to limit yourself to saying, I can't manifest such a thing because I don't have the money. I cannot manifest this because I'm living in a shack somewhere. I cannot manifest a mansion. You would be surprised what can happen for you from that little place. You can become a magnet in that little shack of yours because you've mastered how to work with this energy and you have decided that this is really and truly what you want. The how, don't concern yourself with the how, because realistically speaking, in your little shack with your few dollars in the pocket and you living from hand to mouth, doesn't look like a possibility, does it? Doesn't look like this could happen. So you can literally self-sabotage because now you've put yourself in a position where you're like, I'm not even going to bother with this manifestation exercise because you know what? It's useless. Because you've bothered yourself with the how. You're telling yourself, I don't have the money. I don't have credit. I don't have rich relatives. I don't have rich friends. This can't happen. Then you discard it. And yet, you're closing yourself to the element of surprise that the universe may have for you. Dream and dream big. Don't wish. Wishes are useless. That's why they say if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. We don't wish, I wish, that's sappy nonsense. No, you manifest. You visualize. Your desire matches. You create magnetism within yourself. You vibrate high. And I always say when you're manifesting something, don't tell anyone. Don't tell people what you're manifesting because all they'll do is laugh at you. All they'll do is make fun of you and make you feel bad about yourself. Some will even discourage you because they don't want nice things for you. They only want nice things for themselves. Some will discourage you because they'll say, who are you to want such a thing? Oh, please, get real. What has killed a lot of people's dreams is sharing them prematurely with people who will cut them just as they're about to sprout. As my grandmother used to say, we do not open the pots before the food is cooked. So, make it your you and you thing. You and the universe are conspiring together for this thing. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. You will lose the magic of what you're trying to do by sharing with the wrong people. Don't share with anyone. Even when things start to be promising and you see things, don't. Let people be surprised, pleasantly or not, depending on who they are, right? We know that there are some people out there who are witches and warlocks who just don't want to see anyone else prosper. Which is another reason why you don't say, because then they will do destructive interference on your things. And now you're like, I was manifesting nicely. What is now happening? Yeah, well, you told the wrong people. Shh. Until all is done. So I wanted you to understand, and that is how we work with the energy of Auset, the energy of the moon. It's that magnetism. When we manifest, particularly from the new moon, 2 weeks into the new moon, we are working with that energy of magnetism. That is why your manifestations during that time are more likely to come in faster, because we're working with Great Mother's magnetism. Now, who are the powerful manifestors on this planet is women. But not just any woman. You have to be conscious and aware of the power of magnetism that you have. As above, so below. You are an offshoot of Great Mother. You carry magnetism. You are creator. If you knew the power that you have, you would be amazed at what you can achieve. So that's on an individual level. Now, remember, we're in this as a collective family. right? We are in this as the black family. Indlovukazi, or the divine feminine, are the ones who should be leading the charge in terms of our collective manifestation. That is why I said I'm going to convene a group of Indlovukazi who I'm going to work with to do our collective manifestation on the 5 points for the Black nation, the points of manifestation. Now that I've explained to you how this works, you then know, even on your own before we convene, what it is you're doing when you're manifesting for yourself and we're manifesting for the collective. That's why I always say we have to be of one mind. We have to be of one desire. We have to be of one voice. Because we create through speech, thought linked to desire, and action. But before we can get into action, we have to align in thought and we have to align in emotion, i.e. desire. Once we get that magnetized, the how, which is the action, will happen. And like I've said to you guys, we may not even need to lift a finger when the time comes. Because we are magicians that way. So I just wanted to really share this because, somehow I had the sense that I may not be able to fall asleep if I don't come and talk about magnetism and manifestation and how it works, how you can use this in your personal life, and how as a collective we're going to be using this. Ne? I hope you guys have a great evening. I hope this was useful, right? Just remember this. Focused thought plus deep desire equals magnetism. Right? Just remember that. Masithokozeni. Have yourselves a great day, South Africa and Africa in general. Good day. Over here in the north, rest well. Love you guys. Masithokozeni.